Right, hi guys, it's Bob from Graveyard Models. Welcome back to my channel. I think my last video or the one before, I said about what I'm going to do for next year, or this year now, 2023. My God. And I said I wasn't going to buy any more kits for the stash. Let's get onto the bench. Let's see what I've done. Well, it's always a shame, really, when when you say those fateful words. You know, I'm not buying any more kits. Got plenty in the stash. Really don't want to buy anything. But then something comes up, and I know I'm probably preaching to the converted already here, but I was surfing through, you know, the online auction house and came across this little beauty. This is from Miniart. This is their 1/35 scale welders, and it's basically the figures you can see here. On the back it gives you the sort of assembly drawings such that they are, and then you've got the two guys doing the welding. He looks like he's welding, and this one's obviously, I think this one's got a cutting torch in his hand. But I just saw these, and given that I'm doing the Panzer IV repair kit, I thought this actually in the factory scene that I'm developing, these figures would either be really useful, or things like you know, the oxyacetylene bottles and all that other sort of doodad would be useful. Inside the kit, I mean, that's the invoice. So that you know, this was £12.99 here in the UK, which I think is pretty much a bargain price. The bag, one bag, all the screws in the bag, and it's got the oxyacetylene bottles and the valves and face mask, that sort of thing. And then you've got the two figures, and it was primarily the two figures that I wanted, because I think they might well be interesting when I add them to the factory diorama. So that's those. That's the first of the kits I'm not going to buy any more of this year. The next one that I spotted again online, this is an old Tamiya kit. This has been around for many years, but again, it was the two figures that I looked at, these two mechanics, who are, according to the sort of graphic on the box, they're working on some tank or other, and they're engine maintenance crew that are having a look in here. Again, I haven't taken these out of the bags, typical Tamiya packaging type of thing. But one of the things that they've got is you've got a sort of engine block there, so you can actually sort of assemble sort of part of the engine, and the instructions give you essentially it's a Maybach engine, which obviously I've already got a couple of those with the Panzer repair kit, but I thought, yeah, fine, why not, we'll have a few spares and whatnot. And it sort of shows you how you could fit this inside of the, you know, inside of a tank if you haven't got the internal details, which I thought was quite cool. So that's that, and of course there's the parts to do that, to give you a bit of engine detail inside your Panzer, and a couple of figures. And again, it was the figures really that I was after, because I quite like the idea of this dude here, like kneeling down, and this guy bending over, and you know, they're doing, yeah, I mean, they're doing all that stuff. And you've got sort of a petrol drum, and according to the graphics, you've got a battery, and looking in the instructions, essentially what you've got is the sort of force engine, but then yeah, you've got a toolkit, and you've got an oil drum, set of steps, that sort of thing. And on the reverse side here, you've got the petrol cap. What are you talking about, Robert? The battery, and then various other bits and pieces, hammer and a screwdriver and all that sort of thing. And there's a little toolbox here, which is a bit different, so I thought, yeah, that's quite useful. So, you know, it's all things that I can use, and it's the two figures. So I bought that one. I think that one was, if I remember rightly, that was $12.99 as well. And yeah, for a couple of, essentially for a couple of figures. But then you know, you don't really want to buy another kit, do you? You don't want another kit for the stash. So I bought this. Now, I think there's probably quite a few of you out there going to go, God, that's an old kit. And yes, it is. I'm not, you know, yeah, it is an old kit. Let's try and get that light out of the way. It's an old Tamiya kit. To be honest with you, it's a kit that I really fancied having many years ago. And you know, I think this came out when I was still living at home with my parents. I haven't really looked it up. I haven't looked it up on Scalemates, and that should be able to tell me. But yeah, it's I'm sure it's in the 70s this came out. And I thought it's about time I actually got one and got on with it. It comes with obviously the quad tractor, the limber and the gun. And you know, this is sort of like your archetypal, you know, 8th Army type desert campaigning stuff. And I thought, given the other stuff that I've got, which is sort of, you know, desert campaign and all that, I thought I might as well stick this in the stash as well, as this would be a really good one to look at. So before we go any further, I'll get this unboxed and we'll have a look at it. Right, so I've cleared some space because obviously you're going to take the lid off this. Really good artwork on the box, really quite good. I do like this bit here where they sort of explain to you how it's going to look when it's all hitched up and all that stuff. I'm not too worried about the crew figures. I know there's a driver figure, and I think that's it. I mean, there's no crew for the gun, but there are kits out there for the figures to man the gun. If it's in an action pose, you know, ready to fire and all of that. Typical Tamiya box. You've got your end pictures and the part number. It is their part number. What is it? 305. What is it? I don't remember now. Oh yeah, 35044. It's an old kit. Do come up, but they're quite they can be quite expensive. I bought this from a company over here in the UK called Jadlam Racing, and they do lots of kits, various manufacturers, and do lots of radio control stuff as well. But they excellent service and a real bargain price. I paid £26 for this, so you know, I'm really quite pleased with the price. Obviously, first bag, you've got the actual sort of body of the truck, and there's the base plate there. I think that separates out. That's two parts in the bag. I won't bother getting them out of the bag. There's no real point. Big wheels. I like this. I like the way Tamiya do their wheels. It's a bit basic on the detail of this kit, but you know, it's been around for what, 50 years, something like that. And given it's a 50-year-old tooling, I don't know when this actual kit was run, this was, you know, actually produced, but there's very little in the way of flash on this tool, and you've got some quite intricate mouldings here, the rolled up sort of blankets and the packs and things. So really good, a really good quality moulding. It's got the driver figure here. You've got engine block in there for you know, for that sort of thing, seats, your wheels and everything. And again, there's no although the moulding's a bit on the chunky side, you know, it's a really quite a good level of moulding for its time. So there's a chance here to do some extra detailing, and I do have on order coming through shortly, as I say, an Edard detailing set, a photo etch detailing set to go with this. So you know, this would be quite good. I like the idea of the chassis moulded in one, so you haven't got any of that business of trying to line everything up. I think probably back in the 1970s they didn't think modelers would be up for that sort of challenge. But there's the windows in there. Again, the moulding on this glazing is really good, apart from the fact you've got windscreen wipers already moulded onto the clear plastic. I'm not too happy with that, but hey. And then this other bag has got 2 sprues in it, and you've got the main parts of the gun and limber really on here. So really nice trailing arms on this gun. It's a £25 field gun. Brilliant piece of kit. Absolutely, you know, brilliant. So you got a little bit of Japanese history, Japanese writing on this one. So this is the sort of Japanese version, and then you've got the English version of the instructions, history of the vehicle, and some variations on a theme. I've seen this kit available, not by Tamiya, by somebody else. But yeah, I mean, there's that, and the decals, typical Tamiya decals. You never get really many problems with these, I find. And you've got options on the markings there. So what I'll do is let's get that out of the way and have a look at that. Good old Tamiya tech details, you know, what to do, what not to do, all that sort of stuff. Really neat. I mean, this is great. I mean, this is really good. If you're new to the hobby, I would suggest Tamiya kit would be a good one to go for, or one of the cheap Airfix kits. But Tamiya's really good because they do tend to put things in their kits that are great to generate more sales, I suppose. So the instructions, going on to these, swiftly on as they say, the instructions are pretty cool. You've got some nice black and white photographs here of the gun in action there. I don't know what that forage cap is that he's got on. Doesn't look English. I don't know. Someone out there will probably tell me, but there's a good picture of the quad there parked up next to that old car. So this, I think this picture must have been taken somewhere in the sort of 1960s, something like that. It's got a speaker on the top here and what looks like a searchlight. Strange. But yeah, so the basically typical Tamiya instructions: how to put the rear axle together and the tyres and the chassis, and adding all the parts on, you know, the suspension and all that, leaf springs on the chassis. Good, you know, good step-by-step instructions as they do. Fairly basic engine, but it's a good one. You know, it's a nice engine block. I don't know if you could actually see it. It looks like you might be able to lift the bonnet and see the engine detail, which would be cool. And then you've got the seating arrangement and all that sort of thing inside the cab of the truck, which looks a bit Spartan. You know, so maybe with the Edard detailing set, you might get some extra bits and pieces to go inside the cab and give that a bit more life. And then, you know, putting on the top sort of canopy cover on there, doors open or closed, which is nice, a nice touch, and then the general assembly of putting it all together. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the things to do is maybe look at adding a little bit more detail inside. And it looks to me like the bonnet Have to look into that. I'm not sure if that bonnet actually hinged up or hinged forward on a quad. I haven't done any research on these vehicles, so I will be. But anyway, and then we go on to the assembly of the gun, which again, typical Tamiya style, very, very straightforward, easy to do. There's even some, you know, some armament there, some gun there, what are they called, you know, shells, that's it. Oh. And then last page shows you the whole thing put together with the limber, all that sort of stuff, which is quite cool, and gives you some options on colour schemes. Is a commander's vehicle, Mickey Mouse pattern was also painted on the top of the hull, which is good to show you that. That's this sort of scheme. And this one here, you got that one first in infantry division, Canadians, and this one here is a commander's vehicle used by the 8th Army, which is quite cool. And then the gun and the limber, fairly straightforward colours, dark yellow for Africa, dark green for Europe. Yeah, they keep it simple. So you know, your options. You know, I don't rely too much on the option schemes here. I mean, dark yellow, because I'm going to do it North Africa. But anyway, that's my new additions to the stash. Yes, I know I wasn't going to buy any more kits this year. Yes, I know this is an old kit. You know, people might say, why don't you get I think Bronco do the quad. And I think there's another company do the 25-pounder and the limber, and I think that those kits, if I remember rightly, when I looked them up, they were, you know, you were topping out to about 100 quid for the two kits, and this was 26. I quite like the idea of putting the Tamiya kit together, because I haven't done one for a while. So yeah. So there's the New Year's resolution of not buying any more kits for the stash, gone right out of the window. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that's useful to you. If you're in the market for getting one of these in the UK, and you're in the UK, check out Jadlam Racing. They do a really good price. And that's it for now. I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy out there. Stay safe, stay well, and have a good one. Bye for now.